Well, that report was highlighting the challenges girls and women face when it comes to menstruation, because today is World Menstruation Day, and we are talking about the fact that women deserve to feel pride in their menstruation health, even on a day like this. This is just to serve as a reminder for people to understand the challenges women face and to also create awareness through educating people on what menstruation is about and the challenges women face. We have the executive team lead, Illuminate Nigeria Development Network, Anike Ade-Funke Treasure, in the studio to talk to us about this. She is someone who has also been on the forefront of this campaign, trying to ensure that a girl child is padded 1 pad a day. Did I get that?
Yes, what we want to do really, thanks very much, Veronica.
Yes.
And thank you, because you're also one of our advocates at the Sanitary Pad Media Campaign. What I wanted to do at the beginning was use my clout in the media as a media professional to push for the campaign for access to sanitary pads to a lot of our girls. I know there are many women working on this.
Of course.
Yes.
But that is not seemingly getting us anywhere. If you look at that report, the lady says she uses about 3 packs of pads in a day. And
Precisely.
now you look at the pockets of young girls. Now, these are just girls, not women now, who are going through all of this. So the campaigns we have been doing is seemingly not achieving that result we have been looking for over the years.
Which is why women must now begin to collaborate. One is not enough to move a campaign or go forward. You need people to come into this. We need to come together as a people. That's one of the reasons I will give you. The second one, and this is where my intervention comes in. I thought, well, it's good to go to schools and give like 1,000 to the girls. You heard what that girl said, that I use 3 a day. For my campaign, I'm saying we're going to take 100 girls and we're going to stay with them for a year. We'll give them 2 packs a month for a year. And we're looking at having 10 locations. We can only do that much in the first phase without, running into problem. But the point we're saying is we all need to come together to begin to talk about it. It's a time to have conversations, pertinent conversations about disposal of menstrual products, access of menstrual products to girls, especially in secondary schools, as
right.
we've seen in that report. And then to begin to look at the mental health angle to it. We've been in a pandemic for a while, and there's also the pandemic angle to the provision of sanitary pads and access
Absolutely.
to menstrual hygiene as well.
And we also need to talk about education.
We need to talk about, UNICEF said 1 in 10 African girls drop out of school due to lack of access to sanitary pads. So 1 in 10 African girls don't have access to menstrual hygiene products. It means that we're looking at a huge population here.
Absolutely.
Kenya took the lead in Africa. In 2018, they enabled an act that gave the government the opportunity to give millions of sanitary pads to girls in their public schools. And so we have got about 4.2 girls having access. We will benefit from that act by the Kenyan government. The South African government also, I think in the KwaZulu-Natal province, also has some sort of free sanitary pads initiative for the girls there. If you've been following the development about menstrual hygiene products and access generally across the world, you see that daily, it may be slow, but we're gaining grounds across the world. Scotland is giving free.
That's
the UK, I think New Zealand or Australia.
And that brings me to the question of, if we see countries taking the lead, why are we different? Why can't we also, as being the giant of Africa, as we are often termed, why aren't we taking the lead in things like this? You see, because the focus for this year, the theme for this year, it also is looking at action and investment. And government has to be a part of that. No matter how we try to come together, there needs to be that support from government.
Which was why I created a petition on change.org asking our legislators to please help us to give free sanitary pads to girls in secondary schools in Nigeria. That's number one. But let's remember that the Nigerian government is not totally oblivious of, this particular challenge. Recall that in 2020 January, there was an act signed by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to remove period tax, VAT on tax. The
Yes.
challenge is that it has not been implemented. So in the market now, you still find the prices of
why are we not
menstrual
seeing
products still-
enforcement?
Well, that's one of the reasons why we have a day like this, to also press for implementation of such policies, to remind our governments and our lawmakers that please, there's something called period poverty, and it's affecting our girls, it's affecting their mental health, it's affecting their dignity. The women, by the very nature of who we are, we're nurturers. What makes us reproductive is the ability to menstruate. And so government should not just play a passing attention to this particular issue. There's period poverty in Nigeria. It has been made worse by the economic situation arising from the pandemic. Most homes are not empowered. Most families are not empowered to continue to provide sanitary pads for their girls, because there's actually there's a menstrual hygiene budget in most families. Those who have four daughters, those who have more can identify with what I'm saying. So you have the mother and the 4 daughters or the 3 daughters. It's a huge chunk. And as you heard that girl, if you have heavy flow, it means that you're at the end, for 1 month, you're probably using 3 packs. How much is that? That's a lot. That's a lot, which is why I am pushing, and you can please sign the petition on change.org. Please, our legislators, do something for us to have access to sanitary pads, free sanitary pads for our girls in secondary schools in Nigeria. And this is something that cuts across both rural and urban areas.
Right, absolutely, it does. And you mentioned an aspect. For the rural areas, there have been talks about taboos associated with
and stigma and all of that.
Yes, with menstrual hygiene. But then let's come to an interesting aspect you mentioned earlier that has to do with the aspect of the mental health. We don't seem to pay attention to that, because we just see women carry their face in a particular way, but we don't know what's going on. In fact, there was a video where we saw men trying to feel the pains. They were, there was some device that was placed on their bodies to just feel how the pains, the cramps were. And they screamed, some were falling down. And when the ladies tried it, they were like, no, this is not even close to it.
Exactly.
It's a lot of people do not understand the pain women go through.
First of all, women must unmute. They must understand that nobody's going to help you if you're not talking. You must talk. You must have conversations about menstrual pain or menstrual issues and the mental health part of it, because when the time is coming, you know that you don't have the products to manage it. You have anxiety, you have anger, you have depression, you're restless. You heard that girl in the report say it's irritating. At some point, if it's full and you're not changing, you can't be yourself. So you're losing your concentration, you're listless, as it were. But remember that when we started the sanitary pad media campaign, our very first campaign was targeted at the men. And we tagged it, "What if men menstruated?" What if, so just imagine, what if men menstruated? Would we be having this conversation this morning?
We saw from that video, I don't think they would survive the pain.
I don't think so, because men know how to take care of themselves. They know how to, write the right policy, create the right policies. They probably talk about it over a bottle of glass of beer and just deal with it. But the point we're making is, women, we cannot continue to try to solve this problem individually. We must come together.
Perhaps we are having a debate now on the amendment of the Constitution, where one of the issues being looked at is equity, gender equity.
Right.
Perhaps this is an opportunity to also push.
I think it is. I think it is. And I think our men, this is what I want to say, because when we start to talk about this conversation, our men say, please, you people have come, you 21st century women. Pre-pad days, what were women using? Please remember that the mobility that we have in recent times is much, much different from pre-pad days when our mothers traded, right?
All right.
So things are different now.
Quickly, for want of time, because I'm being told we need to wrap up as quickly as possible. There is an event today. Quickly talk to us about
Right.
it.
So what I'm doing to commemorate the day today is to start a drama series to better for awareness about issues surrounding menstruation, access to menstrual hygiene products, and to change the narrative, begin to change the narrative. You know that drama is the closest to reality. So we want to begin to reenact some of the scenarios most homes are dealing with, most families are dealing with. So the drama series is breaking today and it's going to be across the nation. We're also going to have a podcast so that if you missed the airing on particular radio stations, you can then go listen via the podcast. We believe that when we begin to mount up campaigns like this, we begin to unmute and talk about these issues, including sanitary pads in palliative packs, because we tend to forget and such things. That's what we're doing moving forward. And I hope that we'll get more support than we have now to continue the drama series.
Executive Team Lead, Illuminate Nigeria Development Network, Anike Adefunke Treasure, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Fun.